Hello and welcome back to Hardcore Race Products. My name is Roland Shaw. We're here today to set up the squish clearance on a KTM 65. If you watch one of our other videos, you'll see how we fitted the piston in the first place. To check your squish clearance on your two-stroke engine, you really need very little. What you need is some, in this case, 1mm solder, which is suitable for 85cc and smaller engines on a 125. Then you need something 1.2 or anything up to 1.5. You need to keep the squish clearance as close as you can to the actual measurement you want to get, because solder, like all other materials, has an element of memory. So when you squash it, it will spring back if you squash it quite a bit. So what you need to do is get a piece of solder, length of solder, so you've got a roll here of 1mm solder in the case of a smaller capacity engine such as this. Cut a length, make an L shape of it. Now this, ideally for this engine, so this particular KTM one, if you've got a standard cylinder head, standard cylinder, standard piston, your squish clearance wants to be 0.8 of a millimetre. Because KTM supply you with different thicknesses of base gasket, you can adjust to suit. Now with this, once you've put the solder through your spark plug hole, the little L-shaped flat, the horizontal part wants to go to the left or to the right hand side of the cylinder. That's because the piston rocks back and front and you can have an incorrect setting. Then once you've got it in place, pushed up against the cylinder wall, what you've actually got on the inside of your cylinder is what they call a squish band. So the solder has now been squashed between the top of the piston and the squish band. That gives you a clearance, because as the engine is running at high RPM, that will be closed up with acceleration on the bearings and so forth, and you have to make sure that you have enough clearance. So zeroed our dial gauge, we're now going to put the bit of solder in between there, and we see we have 0.87. So in this case, what you'd need to do is to remove the cylinder, look at the thickness of your base gasket, measure that. Say we've got 0.6 now of the thickness of base gasket from KTM. Particularly, you can get all the different thicknesses, 0.2s, 0.3s, 4s, 5s, 7s and so forth. In this case we're running 0.6, we've got a clearance of 87. You want to be looking to go down to a 0.5 thickness of base gasket. Reassemble it back up again, then test again to make sure. 0.78, 0.81, something like that, anywhere in that territory, you're going to be getting all your port timings and your compression levels correct for a good reliable engine delivering the power the way you want to have it.